Welcome back. Happens to be Friday, and since this Ukraine conflict had started special military operations, the second power station of Ukraine has been under constant attack. The 1st of March, the Russians took possession of this nuclear power station. It's not Chernobyl, this is in Zaporizhzhia, which has 6 nuclear reactors, and currently in this moment they've been switched off and put on standby and supported by a diesel generator, because there's a risk of this nuclear power plant will be hit by Ukrainian artillery, and it's still under Ukrainian artillery, but the Russians have placed their artillery inside the premises of the nuclear power station, so makes it hard for Ukraine to hit it. Otherwise, the Russians will respond heavy, and their artillery positions of the part of the Ukrainian part were exposed. Well, this story of this nuclear power station being attacked by the Ukrainians goes on since it started, this conflict. Ukrainians tried various attempts to capture it, and all their commandos were annihilated. And the last commando attack were 60 commandos into groups which were trained in the UK, in Kent, I believe, in the facilities of the SAS, when Boris Johnson went to, when was it, April, to Kiev to see Zelensky, and probably told him about this military operation, which failed because the Russians, as soon as they discovered the first commando, which Ukrainians said they were trying to capture it, they were attacking it with the intentions of, blowing it up and causing a nuclear fallout, like the false flag of the, missile which hit Poland. Now you've got missile systems of Patriots in Germany, and if they start firing that into Ukrainian airspace and hit Russian planes, that could spark off a war. Going back to these incidents, both commanders were totally annihilated, killed, destroyed. The second one legged it. They got found and destroyed. And in August, the International Agency of Atomic Energy, which is part of the UN, was called, and they were there looking around, and they said there's nothing here, it's all okay. But the spokesman on CNN was talking to a journalist saying it's a very dangerous situation. First you make a public statement there, then afterwards on CNN you say another thing. They were called again because the Ukrainians are continuing using artillery on a nuclear power station facility, which is a war crime as well. And they said they're not going to investigate. But this Atomic Energy Agency, they want to investigate the incidents of Iran. Full investigation. They're there already. Regarding the war crimes committed by Ukrainian military on prisoners of war of Russia and other atrocities and killing civilians, it's well documented by the Russians. But the UN doesn't seem to be interested because I believe they're very biased, seen now under the influence of the collective. It's United Nations, for its fundings, half of it are private. And it crops up in the name of Bill Gates. Big corporations, elites, money laundering, all that stuff. Because I believe the West and Ukrainians are looking for a false flag to invoke Article 5. But you can't, because it's not in NATO territory, this power station.